Buckle up, everybody. We're about to take a trip back in time, back to ancient Rome.
And no, we're not talking about togas and feasts.
Not this time. We're diving deep into a real historical mystery, the fall of the gladiators. I mean, you picture ancient Rome, you picture gladiators.
Right, it's almost iconic.
Exactly. They were the entertainment for centuries. Huge crowds, brutal fights, life or death stakes.
And then, poof, gone.
That's what we're going to figure out today with the history of gladiatorial combat. This means it's like a whole rise and fall epic.
It really lays out how these games went from the height of popularity to, well, extinct.
So let's get into it. Why the gladiators disappeared? Where do we even start?
What's interesting, it wasn't like a light switch flipped. It wasn't one single reason that brought the games down.
So it's more like a
slow burn?
Yeah, a slow burn, like a fire slowly dying out.
Exactly. Lots of factors contributed to the decline. Think of it like pressure building up
No.
over time.
Okay, so what were some of those pressures? The cost of the games. And not just like, oh, swords are expensive kind of cost. We're talking a whole production here.
It's wild when you really dig into it. We're talking elaborate sets, costumes, exotic animals shipped from across the empire. I mean, seriously, can you imagine the cost transporting a lion from, say, North Africa to Rome?
Whoa, right. Talk about logistics.
No kidding. Plus, the gladiators themselves needed training, food, housing. It all adds up.
And who's footing the bill for all this?
Mostly wealthy citizens or even the emperors themselves. They sponsored the games to gain popularity, show off their wealth.
Right, like a big PR stunt. Even those sponsors, they started to feel the pinch, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. Especially as the Roman Empire started facing its own economic troubles, the games became a bigger and bigger burden. It's like you're already dealing with inflation and political instability, and then you've got this massive entertainment bill on top of it all.
Ouch. Makes sense that people might start questioning the value of all that blood and spectacle. It wasn't just about money, right? There were other, shall we say, moral concerns starting to brew.
Right. You can't talk about the decline of the gladiators without talking about the rise of Christianity.
Okay, so how did those two forces collide?
Well, early Christianity, with its emphasis on peace and compassion, just fundamentally clashed with the whole idea of gladiatorial combat.
Makes sense. Killing each other for sport doesn't exactly scream, love thy neighbor.
Exactly. So you have this growing Christian population that's seeing these games as barbaric, as totally against their beliefs. And that sentiment, it starts to spread beyond just the Christian community.
So now you've got this economic pressure, you got this moral pressure, it's like everything's coming to a head.
It really is. And then, bam, 404 CE, Emperor Honorius makes it official, gladiatorial combat is banned.
So, case closed. The good guys win.
Well, it's not quite that simple. Honorius might have had some other motivations as well.
Oh, really? Like what?
Think about it. Banning the games is a very popular move with the growing Christian population, right?
Right.
So he gains political support. Plus, he gets to shut down this huge money-guzzling operation that's draining the imperial treasury. It's actually pretty clever.
Two birds, one stone. Classic political maneuvering. So gladiators are out, the Colosseum's getting dusty. What are people doing for fun now?
It seems like chariot races really took off after gladiatorial combat was banned.
Interesting. So it's like they traded one adrenaline rush for another.
It seems that way. You still have the spectacle, the speed, the danger, the cheering crowds, the gambling, but without the, bloodshed.
Right. Less kill, more thrill. Right. And it's amazing to think that some of those amphitheaters, those places where all this went down, they're still standing today. You can go visit them, walk those same steps. It's mind-blowing.
It is. I mean, those ruins are like these tangible links to this whole other world, It really makes you think about how entertainment has evolved and how it reflects the values of a society.
It's like we're looking into a mirror, but centuries back in time. Okay, so to sum it all up, the fall of the gladiators. It was a slow burn, a perfect storm of economic pressure, shifting morals, and a savvy emperor who knew a good PR move when he saw one.
Right. It reminds us that nothing stays the same forever, even traditions as deeply rooted and popular as the gladiatorial games.
And that leaves us with a pretty thought-provoking question, doesn't it? What do you think? What forms of entertainment that we consider normal today, what are we cheering for now, what are we paying for now, that future generations might look back on and think, wow, that was barbaric?
Ooh, Yeah, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What will be the gladiatorial games of our time?
Exactly. And that's something worth thinking about. All right, everyone, that wraps up our deep dive into the fall of the Gladiators. Thanks for joining us on this historical adventure.
Until next time.